From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 530 News.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us on your Monday. I'm Jeanelle Slade. Well, as COVID-19 cases rise, it appears so does the drive for homeschool. New data shows parents could be taking a conservative approach to putting their children in class, as homeschool looks to be a popular option during the ongoing pandemic. Well, that information from Montana's Office of Public Instruction. District data is collected every October and February. Data shows a drop in elementary school enrollment by 3.8%, but a 2.1% increase in high school enrollment. And when it comes to kids being homeschooled, that is, data shows a whopping 69.7% increase. Private schools saw a decrease of 3.1% in enrollment numbers. For now, OPI says it's looking at ways to work with all districts and determine the impacts of COVID on the classroom. Schools have until December 31st to certify or change their data. Well, so far today, county health authorities across Montana report another 16 COVID-19 related deaths and about 500 new confirmed cases. 3 of those deaths are right here in Yellowstone County, bringing the county total tonight to 150. 3 people died in each Lewis and Clark and Silverbow counties as well. Now, the statewide total tonight has reached 917. So far, more than 69,000 Montanans have recovered from the virus. Billings hospitals are flying through the first shipment of Pfizer vaccine that arrived here in Montana last week. That's when St. Vincent Healthcare and Billings Clinic gave it to frontline workers and first responders as a priority under guidelines. Well, now all hospital and clinic-based workers are being offered the vaccine in order to maximize supply. Officials say the hospital now awaits additional shipments to continue vaccinating all healthcare workers. Now, the rollout of the COVID-19 vaccine will begin in Montana's nursing homes and assisted living facilities as early as next week. In Montana, more than 13,000 patients will get this next shipment of shots. Pharmacies such as CVS and Walgreens are helping with a federal contract. The effort will reach 106 of Montana's nursing homes. Officials with CVS say their pharmacy teams will make 3 visits to each long-term care facility to make sure residents and staff get the initial shot and a booster. The majority of residents and staff will be fully vaccinated in 3 to 4 weeks. CVS expects to complete long-term care facility vaccinations by 12 weeks. And if you're wondering when the general public can get a vaccine from your pharmacy of choice, there's an agreement for pharmacies like CVS to eventually provide vaccines to the general public in the new year. Well, although the COVID-19 virus does not take a break, employees at Riverstone Health will get time to spend with their families this Christmas. All Riverstone Health Clinic's public health and public health information line will shut down at noon on Thursday, December 24th. The free community drive-through COVID-19 testing site at 2173 Overland Avenue will be open that day from 8:30 until 12:30, but will be closed Christmas Day. People with symptoms of COVID-19 who want to make an appointment to get a free rapid antigen test can call between the hours of 8:30 a.m. and 3:30 p.m. on Tuesday or Wednesday this week. Walk-ins are not accepted for the rapid antigen test. Now, for more specifics on what tests are available and when, you can head to this story at ktvq.com. Well, the House and Senate are expected to vote tonight on a $900 billion pandemic relief package. It would establish a temporary $300 per week supplemental jobless benefit and a $600 direct stimulus payment to most Americans. Also, a new round of subsidies for hard-hit businesses and money for schools, healthcare providers, and renters facing eviction. There's also funding for vaccines, testing, and other treatments, and parents who are struggling with child care. Now, if Congress approves the new stimulus bill as currently written, it will not only mean more help for individual and businesses navigating the pandemic, but it could bring the resolution to the decades-long effort to settle water rights in the Flathead Basin. Montana's congressional delegation has been working the past few days to include the Montana Water Rights Protection Act into the deal. The act would resolve decades of negotiation and dispute over tribal water rights rights in the Flathead Basin, providing a $1.9 billion settlement to the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes. It would resolve questions lingering under terms of the 1855 Hellgate Treaty and provide billions for improvements to the extensive irrigation system in the Flathead Basin. Senator Steve Daines' office is expressing cautious optimism that the settlement will pass along with the stimulus bill. Senator John Tester told us it's taking the efforts of everyone to push the idea through.
I know Senator Daines is working very, very hard too. I know Governor Bullock's working very, very hard. Everybody in the delegation, Greg Gianforte, is working hard. We just got to get this doggone thing across the finish line. It's important for the entire state of Montana, and it is going to help. It's going to help everybody, and water is life, and it's really important we get this stuff settled so you don't end up litigating it out in courts for decades and decades and decades.
The bill also authorizes transfers of the National Bison Range over to those tribes. Well, a Livingston long-term care nurse is one of only 10 Department of Defense liaisons working with the CDC to assist vaccine distribution planning in our region. Melody Mount works as an Army Reserve nurse helping to distribute the COVID-19 vaccine as a part of Operation Warp Speed. The mother of 3 decided to enlist and travel around to help administer vaccine in Montana, South Dakota, Utah, and Colorado. Oddly enough, her daughter, who works as a nurse in Juneau, Alaska, was among the first to get the shot. Mount is among about 100 Department of Defense military and civilian personnel working as part of Operation Warp Speed. The team, of course, is charged with accelerating delivery of the vaccine. Well, now turning to Chief Forecaster Bob McGuire. First official day of winter today, and right on cue, you are full of watches and warnings,
I sure am, but not a lot of them have to deal with snow. Let me show you what we have going for us right now. As you can see, we have a wind advisory up in the Beartooth foothills. Started at 5 p.m., goes to 11 a.m. tomorrow morning for winds gusting to 60 miles per hour. Meanwhile, check this out. The rest of eastern Montana and up along the High Line, that's also high wind watch. Starts Tuesday morning, goes through Tuesday evening, 50 to 60 mile per hour winds. And over there down in the Cody foothills, also 60 mile per hour wind started at 2 a.m. Starts at 2 a.m. goes to 8 p.m. on Tuesday. And meanwhile, here's the snow we're talking about. This feels more like winter. Winter weather advisory for much of western Montana for various amounts of snow. As you can see, ranging anywhere from 1 to 3 inches around Butte with black ice on the roadway to as much as 4 to 10 inches of snow up by Great Falls and also Fergus County, all the way to about 2 to 7 inches of snow over by Kalispell. Plus, up there, we still have avalanche warnings and watches basically from 5 p.m. until 5 p.m. tomorrow, and also an avalanche warning just south of Missoula goes until 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Unstable snowpack there is causing some issues, especially for those who are in the backcountry skiing areas. Anyway, we'll have your forecast for the rest of the week. It looks a little warm in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Bob. Well, the first new coal mine in the state of Wyoming in nearly a half century can now move forward. That ruling from the Wyoming Department of Environmental Quality. Last week, the DEQ approved the Brook Mine's permit extension, paving the way for Ramaco Carbon to start digging coal. Ramaco Carbon plans to use coal from its 15,000-acre mine near Sheridan to develop alternative uses for coal, such as carbon fiber and carbon building products. The Powder River Basin Resource Council had appealed the state's decision to grant the permit. It claimed the company's proposal lacked a traffic and subsidence control plan and did not comply with federal requirements. But the Wyoming DEQ ruled the mine's permit complies with both state and federal law. Now, the company's CEO, Randall Atkins, said the company expects to employ up to 40 workers when the coal mine initially opens. Up next on tonight's MTN 530 News, we head into Central High School for a little bit of art. And in sports, it's that time of year. We look back on the best sports story of 2020, and this one is sure to leave you smiling.